Hi, I'm Shea Holbrook, and I'm the driver of the number 67 Honda Fit and touring car B-Spec. The transition between the Honda Civic and the Honda Fit, it's pretty dramatic, actually. What's so cool is, my sponsor TrueCar, you can actually buy these race cars online at TrueCar.com. So, the Honda Fit B-Spec series is definitely interesting in that we're really forcing these cars to do some things that they're not quite capable of. We race what the average American drives on an everyday basis. So with the Honda Performance kit that we get on these Honda Fits, just like every manufacturer has a kit for these B-Spec cars, definitely enhances the performance of the car and the fact that our equipment's not going to break. From a driving standpoint, though, you can't demand things out of the car like you would in a Honda Civic or any other touring car. The driver really has to adapt to the driving style of the car. So it can be sometimes frustrating because you want the car to do certain things, but the car, you can't demand everything that you want out of it. But they're a ton of fun to drive, especially with the pack racing.
There's a look at Shea Holbrook, jumped up into third with a great start, then got into a battle with Charlie James, got around her here, and picked up that third spot. Shea in fourth.
We've got some big changes for Shea Racing. We have a new car entry, that's Brian Fowler in the Ford Fiesta. I'm very excited that we have a four-car, strong team. And it's interesting for me because in previous years, the three previous years in Pirelli World Challenge, I've been just a driver. And now I am a co-owner of Shea Racing and a driver of Shea Racing. So my role sometimes switches. Pretty much when I'm not in the car, I'm juggling both jobs. But at the end of the day, I am here to drive a race car and to do it to the best of my ability.
Good look at Shea Holbrook in her TrueCar Honda Fit.
I do have to kind of switch back and forth. It's great though. I mean, we have a really good field of race car drivers. I'm John Miller in the Honda Civic, Brian Fowler in the Ford Fiesta, and PJ Grunke in the Honda Fit. Fellow teammates of mine, and they have great sponsors on board with us this year, and it's been a blessing. It's been really great. I, for the past few years, have been a really big advocate with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. As many of you know, it affects my family. I have a cousin that passed away from Duchenne, and I have a cousin currently living with it, so it definitely hits home for me. So we actually do have a Duchenne muscular dystrophy family here, Tommy and his parents, and his sister, his twin sister, and I just enjoy seeing people smile. Getting them out to the race and finding something, new for them and letting them meet the drivers and sit in the race cars. That's what's so great about this series is you can get really hands-on with drivers in the cars. And I just love it. I just love seeing the smile on their faces. The fans pretty much mean everything to us, especially with this series because we have such a strong fan followership. And what's funny is, we call them fans and they are fans, but some of them actually become friends. And they're diehard, and it's really phenomenal because they support the series, they support what we're doing, and the fact that they come to the races to come and see us. I mean, social media, Pirelli World Challenge is really big on social media, as am I, and I see a lot of compassion come through from those outlets from fans. I am very competitive. I grew up on the water. I was a competitive water skier for a very long time, about the first, very long time, to me it is, the first 15 years of my life, and I thought I was going to be a professional water skier for the rest of my life, and the short story is I did a Richard Petty experience as a passenger when I was 15, so I was too young to drive, and I don't ever remember looking at the front windshield. I just stared at the driver the entire time, and that's what got me hooked. And from there on out, it was definitely, people talk about starting from the ground up. I started from like 6 feet under because I didn't know a soul in motorsports, and I really had to climb to the top. But the adventure has been fun, and this is just the beginning. Like I said, I'm thrilled to have all these four-car entry in Pirelli World Challenge for Shea Racing, along with all of our fantastic sponsors. But I have higher aspirations.